Hello, guys. This is the Wings Mobile Detailing Podcast, and this is podcast number 49, a recording on the business topic of what does it actually really take to grow a multi-million dollar or a multi-billion dollar company. And I'm recording this podcast based on not only many books that I read, but after studying many other business owners, entrepreneurs who they've grown a multi-billion dollar business themselves. Multi-million dollar, they have a huge team, and you see those people, sometimes they are super rich, and that does not matter because they're still sleeping in the company floor. And part of it is what it really takes to grow a company that big, besides all the hustle, the grit, and the want. You gotta want something so bad that when the hard days come, and they will come multiple times, multiple setbacks, you have to want it really bad. That's the only way. You have to have the passion, and that's the only way that you're gonna actually truly be able to pass through those hard times and get off to the other end. I'd stay with the introduction here now.
Welcome to the Wings Mobile Detailing Business and Automotive Podcast.
So first, before you continue to listen to this podcast, I'm gonna ask you one thing: to ask yourself a question. And depending on your answer, this podcast may be completely worth for you to continue listening to. And if your answer is number one, it may not be. So ask yourself this question: are you willing? It's not about wanting. Everybody want riches. Everybody want to grow a huge business and be CEO. Everybody wants to work for a company where they're growing all together as a company and go and acquiring massive levels of wealth. Everybody wants that. But are you willing to go through that? Do you want it so bad that you're willing to go through huge setbacks and living a life of a thrilling roller coaster ride that every day there are ups and downs, highs and lows? You're getting smacked in the face, you're receiving no's every day, but you have to go through it. You're feeling tired, but you're still required to work while you're feeling tired. You're not able to, let me take it easy today because I feel tired. So if you're willing to go through all of that, this podcast is for you. If you consider yourself more of a normal person, of an average, and don't take it this the wrong way. I don't mean average, and it might be bad ways for some. It may be a good thing for others. Some people want to be average. Some people want to be like what is average, like everybody else. Live a regular life. Take off on weekends, but they will have, average results. They're gonna have just what everybody else has, middle class average results. If those are the results you want, the average, it's okay. But this podcast may not be for you. I'm going to go over what does it actually take when you're being great, what you have to actually do on your daily basis to go through what you're willing to pick. First of all, if you are on number 2 and you already made the decision and you know that it's not about which if you're a company owner, if you're not a company owner, if you're deciding to be part of a company where it's growing, it doesn't matter. This decision is for you, and wherever you are, you're gonna take the same mindset and you can grow anywhere. Obviously, if you're working for a company as being part of the team and you're growing together, then you have to give your best, and you have to find a company that is actually growing to high levels of success to meet the person who you really are. You're not going to be able to survive in being an average inside a company who's looking to grow huge with massive goals, massive levels, and working hard. So definitely pick, but it's not about, you have to be an entrepreneur, or you have to start this business, or you have to be an employee of this company to grow success. No. It applies to everything. It applies to whatever you're doing in life. You can make a decision 1 or 2. And a lot of people are mistaking that. A lot of people are saying, I take shortcuts. I wanted riches. I wanna have this. I wanna have that. I wanna have a big company. But they're throughout this process, they're taking shortcuts, trying to find other ways that is easier for them to get there. And there's no such thing. Nothing's easier. Oh, I'm gonna do this instead because I think it's easier for me to get this money and this freedom, which money brings freedom. And then you're not putting the work. You're not putting in what is required for you to grow big. When I say the example of sleeping in the company floor, what I mean by that is actually you do have to put that into perspective. Sleeping in the company floor is not just, oh, you have to sleep there because then you're going to be able to grow big. No, it is required that you go through all this trouble, all this issue, all this headache, all these uncomfortable situations continuously, all that doubt. When you're working hard, you're going to have so many doubts that you're not going to be able to acquire what you want, because it's going to seem so far away. Maybe you walked 5 steps up, and then in business you go through setbacks where you have to go down 10 steps, and then again you walk 8 steps up and you're all excited. That's why it's a roller coaster, we call it. And if you're working for a company, that's the same way. And then you have to go down 5 steps, go down 10 steps, and then you eventually, if you keep persisting, if you keep going after it, not looking for comfort, not looking for easy shortcuts, then you're going to start walking 10 steps, 15 steps. You're going to be growing exponentially. And that's how the growth comes. But first, there are all those years of struggle, those years of feeling uncomfortable, and it will pay back. And one more thing, aside from the hard work, is avoiding all the negative people who only bring that bad aura around you, those excuses. So we have to avoid the stuff with people and stay inside a state of great ambition. Stay around people who fits that state of ambition that you have. Unfortunately, that's harder to find. Unfortunately, that's why they say successful people sometimes they go up feeling lonely this journey, because it's not the majority of people around you who has that ambition that you have. Consequently, it's not the majority of people also who is having the same thrilling excitement, positivity, happiness every day when you are growing a business. This is what growing a business brings. It brings a lot of setbacks, but it also brings so much fulfillment that the majority is not getting the fruits of their labor, of feeling fulfilled, of feeling happy, of doing one task and doing the other, or somebody that's working for a company who's growing and they're giving their all. And same thing, they're going to get more fulfilled. They're going to have ups and downs, but overall, they're going to have the growth. I'm talking about during the process. After the process, after they reach a bigger point, it's going to be even better. But that's why it's so easy to stay average. That's why, because it's so easy to find people around you who pushes you to the comfort. It's so easy to find people who, when you're going through the hard times, that they can push you to the easy part. And you don't have to do this, you can take it easy here and still, grow over there. No, you can't. But unfortunately, that's the majority of people. So don't take your eye off the ball. Don't take your eye off of your vision, your grow, what do you want to achieve. But most importantly is why you don't take your eye off the ball is you understand that those people are going to come. The average people, you're surrounded by average, but you have to kind of filter that out and know to yourself that yes, you are supposed to not take the comfortable route. You're supposed to take the controlled, risky way that makes you work hard, makes you go through setbacks. You're supposed to go through that, but for you to be able to go through that, stay away from those people with a negative aura. You can just feel it. You can feel those people who has that negative, where you just walk in, you don't feel that ambition within you. People who make excuses, they can't do this because of that. That's what the majority of people are doing. The moment that you don't take your eye off the ball, and you know that anything that you say that makes you think, oh, it's not possible, I don't need that, or there's an easier way, there's an easier shortcut, you have to realize that you cannot have those excuses within you. And that's when you're going to be able to start making it in life, and be prepared for those hard times when they come, and also be prepared for the fulfillment that you're going to get. So you must love the process. Otherwise, you won't see the purchase. To put all your focus into the hustle every single day of your life, willing to go through failure multiple times a day. That's what will happen. By failure, I mean, not necessarily, oh, you failed the company, or you went, all the bad things that happens. But by failure, I mean receiving no's. You're trying one thing in the company, it's like, okay, yes, I'm growing, it's working out. You're working for a company that you're doing something, and you feel like your job is actually being paid back, and you're feeling all excited. But then suddenly it's just, you step back and you have to start sometimes all over again. Not sometimes, but a lot of times all over again. But this is what it takes. If this is what's happening, if you're going through failures, setbacks, successful, fulfillment, thrilling, feeling that thrilling ride, but then again, you're feeling like, oh, you have to step back again. And that is supposed to happen. Put that in your mind. This is supposed to happen, and that's the only way how I'm gonna achieve success. If everything's going smooth, 1 year go by, 2 years go by, your company is just growing, cash flow, it's coming, actually monetary, and in a financial perspective is also growing every single year. Everything's just great. That's when you should worry. Because the wave will come, and if you only have years of successes, when the wave comes, you may not be prepared because you're so used to all the success, and you've been doing something wrong. If you can already start your first few years in business and you're driving the most beautiful car ever, you have everything great, you're living like a life of glamour. In the only first few years, something's wrong. That's not how you're supposed to live life. And when the wave comes, it's going to come hard, and you're not going to be prepared for it because you're already accustomed to have all the nice things. And that's the wrong way of taking the business. So know to yourself, avoid those excuses, avoid